Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates.
When your spine is erect and when you walk with the spine erect, automatically you will see the self-confidence and self-esteem would be there. What is happening when students or children are, their posture, they are sitting like this. Most of the students these days, they would like to sit on the bed and would like to read. Let me tell you, if your posture is not straight, the retention is going to be very less. It is a more or less a casual behavior, which by all means, whatever your child is going to study, it will not register to him or her. Posture in terms of while sitting in the school, sitting in the school bus, sitting at home, it is important that the posture should be straight. Studying while sitting on the bed should not be there at all. The room where they are studying should be ventilated, proper lights, there should not be glare, and when we say about the environment, make sure that there should be a comfortable sitting with the first posture, and it create a good study environment as well. Are you aware that nutrition plays a major role in determining the academic achievement in your children? You will say, what is it? They are all having good food. They are all having what they want. First of all, stop giving white flour to your children. When I say white flour means maida. It's a simple carbohydrate. Many of you, when you ask us that your son or a daughter is restless, nervous, anxious, and aggressive, one of the major reason is that there is a lot of consumption of a white flour. This white flour is in bread, biscuits, cakes, luchi, samosa, kachori. And when I say stop it, especially to the breads, I must say that people have realized that white bread is bad. Companies are even smarter than you. They have put a brown color into it and made a brown bread. It's a white bread. Unless you take a whole wheat bread or a atta bread. It is very important that your child should not take any consumption of a white flour. Noodles is terrible because when children are not able to sit for a longer period, when the children are not able to concentrate what they are studying, credit goes to white flour. Students are very hyperactive these days. They watch lot many things and they think when they look at the TV and other things, they think they can also do that, jumping around all the time and very, very nervous whenever certain exams are coming. They are anxious as well. It is important that some sort of a mental training is required. Our brain is like a machine. When we sleep, our brain still works. Brain doesn't stop working. So it requires a rest. How my brain get rest is only if I do some sort of a mental training or relaxation training. Now this is, you need not to go to a psychologist or anyone. Just concentrating on your breathing or just having a general relaxation. There are 300 types of general relaxation trainings are available on YouTube. You can watch that and just give them only for 20 minutes, 5 days in a week. I guarantee you there will be a change in their behavior, mentality, and so on. Encourage physical activity. When the child comes back from the school, and I know there are many tuitions, and the child may or may not be able to get or afford some time to go and play. This is very important. Physical exercise, physical activity is also related with academic achievement. So it is important that they should do, whether they should go to gymnasium. But ideal thing is that if they can cycle, they can do treadmill, they can do their walking, jogging and running. I'm just asking not more than 20 minutes, 5 days in a week. What is the role of water intake and academic achievement? You will be surprised to know. On an average, every individual should take anywhere between 3 to 4 liters of water every day. Now that doesn't mean that you take a water in the morning, 2 liters, and 2 liters in the evening, you have done your job. No, you have to continue sipping water. At least every after 1.5 hours to 2 hours, you have to take 200 to 300 ml water. It is important that if you are hydrated regularly, your memory and your brain function will work very well. More than 14 years of age, they should sleep 7 hours, and those who are less than 14 years of age, they can sleep for 8 hours. Now that doesn't mean the day the child has completed 14 years, you say, now you cannot stop 8 hours, now you sleep 7 hours. But on the weekends, let them sleep for 1 hour extra, nothing harm. Now my parents, I remember, my parents used to say you should get up early morning and you must study. Now, but they never gave me a proper reason why I'm supposed to study in the morning. Now the research says, listen carefully, it will help you in a big way. When you get up in the morning, anytime, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7, 8, 9, 10. But the first 2 hours, after having a 6 hours of sleep, whatever you are going to study, the retention is going to up to 83%. Whatever you are going to study, you will be able to retain up to 83%. Just after 2 hours of that, it comes down to almost 67%. Gallivanting whole day or playing or gossiping and telephoning or whatever. And there's a trend that I'm going to sit at 9 o'clock at night. I'm going to study till 1 a.m. And parents think that, oh wow, our son or daughter is studying very hard. But at that point of a time, the retention level comes down to 14 to 17%. So please don't allow your children to study late at night. But yes, if they want to study at night, then let them sleep for 6 hours in the night time and 1 hour in the afternoon, so that when they get up in the afternoon, they can basically, do the same thing and the retention level would be much higher. Most of the students say, oh, I have read this, I know about it, but the revision is not there. Make sure that your child should revise things many times. Make it as a habit so that they can continue, have a revision onto these kind of things. Now, whenever a child comes back at 3 o'clock or 3:30 from the school, please make a timetable for them, what they have to do. Timetable does not mean that they will get a good marks out of it. Timetable means that they will learn a habit of discipline as well, so that they know when to do, how to do, and that will help if you have a timetable. And ask them to stick to the timetable and put a leisure period in it as well. A very important thing I want to mention is the span of attention. Again, the students who are less than 14 years of age, they have a span of attention of 15 minutes. When I say 15, it's not exactly 15. It could be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And those who are of our age, more than 14, is around 20 minutes. You know what happens? When a child is studying at home and every after 15 minutes he gets up, and you know what happens? एक पीछे से आवाज आती है, टिक के तो बैठ ही नहीं सकता. Now the child says that, then parents will say, oh, you will become a driver, you will become a conductor, you will become a rediwala. And when I ask them what happens in that case, they said they just keep a book in front of them and they feel how the driver drives or how the rediwala they function. So please, for God's sake, let them get up after 15 to 20 minutes. But that does not mean they will not come back after 5-7 minutes. Let them stretch, listen to music, and come back. It will help in their performance. The 10 and the last one is develop a time management skill. I just mentioned the timetable, but it is more important. Food habits, toilet habits, reading habits, writing habits, all these things should be manageable well. Students are studying a subject like English, history, political science, economics. They think they need not to write anything. Let me tell you, make sure whatever the child is reading from a book, make sure they scribble it on the register. It is important. Why? Because when you only read, probably only 10 to 15% you would be able to retain. But when you read and write, up to 40% you would be able to retain. When you revise it loudly, please ask your children to revise loudly. That also help them to retain even up to 60 to 70%. All these things, all these commandments, it will help them in a big way so that they can do it. We just talked about a behavior. We did not talk about anything where you need to work with their functional competencies. We deal only with the behavioral competency, which will enhance their functional competencies ultimately.